Hello, 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 and welcome, everyone. Welcome back to Divine Right of Kings. It's so good to have you all. How are we all feeling on this fine day as we approach the dome of House of Kings?
Nervous.
Apprehensive.
Focused.
Focused?
Obsessively, but focused.
Hey. Nothing wrong with, well, sometimes a little bit something wrong with that, but we're not going to worry about that right now.
Oh, goodness. And, might I ask, how are we feeling about what happened at the cordon?
Mostly just not thinking about it.
Nobody died.
Nope.
Nobody died.
I
Well,
died,
some
and it
people
was a
died.
cop.
Wait, who died? Oh, yeah, that one guy. Rip him. Damn.
And like, I mean, okay, so we didn't necessarily kill anybody directly, but
Yeah. None of us killed anybody.
And none of the bad guys killed anyone. So that's like nobody died.
that we saw.
Oh, goodness. Well, we've made it to the dome, to the service entrance we're planning to use. You find that it's oddly peaceful here. There are still weapon reports coming from somewhere in the city. There's sounds of combat, occasionally a shout. But here, facing the ocean on sort of the rear hemisphere, of the dome of House of Kings, it is oddly peaceful. There's the water lapping the sandy shore, and just a stillness in the air.
I mean, let's head in. Let's go.
Hey, Nelson Pilot, who goes first? You want to make me a survival check?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I have a +2 to survive. How have I completely forgotten how rolling dice works? Oh, it's because I don't have... My table doesn't have the Lancer roller. That's why I forgot.
There's a copy over here. Sorry for the chaos.
No, you're good. I was just like, I don't remember how to roll, and it's because the thing that helps me roll
The die roller's not
wasn't
here. Yeah.
here. I was like, I don't think it's rolling 2d6. But I don't have anything else. Let's see here.
It'll be +2 from your skill, and then plus from your crit.
Yeah. Does a 10 do it?
Yeah, a 10 does do it. A 10 does do it. So these service trucks over here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are parked. And this service truck in front of the service entrance you're approaching is skidded to a stop. And you can see the marks in the pavement for where it's skidded to a halt. And it's still... 10 does it. The lights are still on in the cabin. Like, no one removed the keys.
Is it like idling? Just like sitting there? On?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Can I just like go check it out, I guess?
Sure. Also, please,
Unless anybody else wants to move, yeah.
Yeah.
I will let other people
Does
move.
anyone else want an action?
I guess I should ask this generally, like, what... Is this the same one that we've used before, or...
Yeah, is this one we call a bomb threat on multiple times?
Yes. Yes, this is the service entrance you're familiar with.
Nice.
Okay. Then yeah, just moving up behind them. Nothing
Yeah.
really. Just 8 though.
Do you want to declare being dragged?
Not yet, but should the time come, I'll make a handle. Although that is actually a good thought. I had not thought about the fact that if we enter combat with that declared, we don't have to roll for it, but
I mean, is that true?
I don't know. That was my thought
I would
process.
probably assume that. I mean, listen, you have time to grab hold of each other in a non-panic situation. Probably much easier. That seems to make sense. You stop fiddling. Oh.
Yeah, I'll head up and look at the car if everyone is.
Yeah. You see, like one very precise pockmark right next to the. You see one very precise shot that has melted its way in from the outside through the driver's side window.
Melted its way. Sorry, can you repeat that? I'm trying to picture that.
Something superheated melted its way through the driver's side window into the driver's seat of the car and out the other side.
Oh, so something was shot through the car.
Yep.
Okay.
How old does it look?
It's still hot.
Yeah, okay. Is there anybody in the driver's seat?
Not anymore.
Oh. Wow.
There's not a corpse necessarily, but
Is there like a little pile of ash?
it doesn't look like whatever was in the driver's seat probably made it out when that shot was taken.
Okay. Can I? I'm gonna go towards the door.
As you approach the court, and thank you for holding up this little bag for me. A person appears, a mech appears crouching above at the top of the apex of the arch of the service door. Her flowing cloak, all aflutter. Says, I don't believe you should touch that door.
Particular why, or just have strongly held beliefs?
I mean, do you say that in character?
Yeah.
I'm so glad that you've joined us. I believe we have a business arrangement to resolve first.
Damn it. That's also out loud and in character.
And you see
shit.
you see the shoulder plate, emblazoned with the mark of House of Sand.
Oh shit.
Oh, fuck you.
Okay.
He sort
Lay
of
it on
chuckles
me.
to himself and he goes, "Interesting times we're living in, aren't they?"
Should have
Very
figured-
exciting.
One of you owes me a favor. One of you owes the house a favor, and I am here to collect.
Look at me.
So, before you attempt to open this door, a set of warnings. I may not be able to stop you. We may not be able to stop you. But we can make it harder for you. And if it is hard enough for you to make this progress, you may not survive. So, It seems
Listen,
like
we
high
don't
time
gotta
for us to
fight.
bargain.
Let's go.
Then let us parlay. You owe the House of Sand a favor.
I do.
You stand with the Prince of the House of Kings at your side. You approach through secret doors, smashing through the barricade of the House Guard. So let me ask, what is your intention here?
We're here to let people in for safety.
And where are those people, exactly?
Well, they're not here yet because we haven't made the path safe yet. But that's what we're hoping to do once we get inside.
And is that all, fair prince? And he looks up and Percy says, that is yet to be determined. Percy, you're noticing Percy's been finding a lot of his own oomph, his own sense of, like, security and stability himself. So when he responds, he straightens a little bit, giving that very politically organized answer. It says, that is yet to be determined. Fascinating. It is moments such as these that favors are to be collected. And he sort of like he's hanging off like the side of the building, right? His hooves are like stuck to the side, with one hand holding himself on, and he sort of flicks out the long rifle he's holding, and it like bolt action reloads itself.
Oh, good. That's not threatening.
And he places it over his shoulder and he says, "So, holder of this debt to House of Sand, what can you promise us? Convince me."
Knowing Lizabeta, what sort of things are they most interested in? Like, besides their house
Control and
having
maneuvering.
power.
It's a lot about control and maneuvering.
Yeah.
House of Kings, likely, I mean, the power that this world has, right, in large part, because it's not economic, even though they talk about that a lot. The power this world has is the power of message and idea.
Huh.
And so, House of Sand, they're into controlling the concept of message and idea.
They care.
These are the people who curate their own myths about their assassins, so that you know when they come for you.
Mm-hmm. And I guess my question is, like, obviously, like, I think of, they tend to err more on the side of, like, the more conservative faction of, which makes it confusing and weird that they want to chat. Even though Percy just said that he's still considering killing his dad.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I guess that's not necessarily a liberal thing to
Succession wars are nothing new.
consider. Yeah. You know.
We could promise them safety for their house in the time ahead.
Um, we could, let's see, we could propose a, definitely not alliance, not even necessarily a truce in terms of like what we are doing here.
Actually, ask, is this all in or out of character?
I am currently brainstorming out of character.
Okay.
Thank you for the clarification. Yes. No, I am like, oh fuck. I didn't.
Yeah. Like, so I'll say,
Such an open-ended question.
It's such an open-ended question. If you give him time to continue, he'll find options, but they will be probably pricier.
Mm-hmm.
so like Rattle was getting at, right, you know, House of Sand really is all about information control. They're the spies, the influencers, the people who are very much upholding the status quo.
What if we could promise that we're going to give them info about what's happening inside?
But what are we saying the inside is going to be?
I think one thing that Penn feels he could confidently say is that he could say it here. He would say it in front of Percy. Is that whoever king of the world is at the end of the day, there'll be at least one person in his camp, regardless of his political affiliations, who is willing to publicly support the House of Sand, but you know they can probably do that. I mean, it's already guaranteed that they would have public support if like Percy's dad stays in power. But I really don't know what Elias thinks of them, and I assume that Percy doesn't have good opinions. But that doesn't mean much.
We could always try to suss out what their goals are on this planet.
We could like push them a little more on it. He gave you a very open-ended question.
I think Larson goes, "What do you want?"
What I want is immaterial. What the house wants is
Fine. What does the house want?
a sustained, continued management of its investments.
What is its investment?
It has invested a good deal of time and resources and people in this place. And its needs are to continue managing and observing the return on rewards, the ongoing benefits of that investment. I'm aware that you cannot assure the actions of all parties involved, but times like these are good for making deals, don't you think?
Sure.
I'm afraid our previous negotiator was indisposed due to a array of personal complications. Well, she is apparently in good health. Your brokerage for your debt has moved to me.
Can I ask another out of character question?
Yeah.
Is there like a house council that whoever is in charge of the planet has to hear from or hears from or something? Or is it just the
Oh,
king fucking around doing king shit?
oh no! It's the monarchy top down version, especially here on House of on Pascal Promise on this planet. Top
Uh-huh.
down, baby. There's no constitutional qualifying this monarchy.
Like I mean like in a decision making, but maybe more in an advisory type thing.
Oh yes, there's definitely a set of advisors. What's that
And like,
saying? That like any political leader is the aggregate of all of the people around them helping them make the decisions.
I mean, one of them's the augur.
Yeah.
and also I should say, as much as this is a kingdom, it is still beholden to Caracas and like
Yeah.
pays tithes and tribute and whatnot to them ostensibly.
Yeah.
I think Nash is gonna say, what if we can promise you, info on what's happening inside, and also retaining your status and ability on this planet.
Almost is going to tight be a message to everyone in the group. I just need to be on the same page. Anything we're promising this fucker is not to be followed through on, right?
An interesting offer. However, such information, while potent, is short-lived in its efficacy. And the houses do not perceive themselves as such short-lived creatures. Perhaps a seat, a promise of the ear of the would-be king.
Do not do it.
I mean, but if we're not gonna follow through on it, what's even like?
Do we
could just-
genuinely not intend to follow through? Because that is going to mean fighting them full force after the fact.
I mean,
That is going to be a tough fight, but it's going to be one that we're going to have to fight one way or another if this planet's ever going to be free.
Yeah, I mean, you're right.
I mean, so here's the thing: is like, do you have a name in mind? Pen asks that in character.
Wait, do you have a name in mind?
Yeah.
For remind me?
Who? They said that they want somebody from their house to have a seat at the table. Do they have a specific house member in mind?
I could see a list of potential candidates. If that would be more acceptable as a bargaining option.
Almost is going to go ahead. I assume no response, right, on the communications.
Not responding.
Almost is going to say, you are going to stab the back of this revolution more thoroughly than it ever could have been if you agree to terms with this fucker. I saw what they did on Sanjak. These were the people handing us targets. There is nobody more committed to their cause than fucking House of Sand. And they will only deal when they see an advantage to themselves.
Table means info and a chance to speak. A chance to speak doesn't mean that you'll be listened to. and we can discuss at more than one table.
A chance for them to speak is enough. You don't know what they can do. They don't give a fuck about any position. They will take whatever they need to get you to do what they want.
And Laurent, the agent of House of Sand that you've been bargaining with, says, I understand that these may be complex negotiations and would like to give you all time to discuss them to yourselves. I shall be here when you're ready. And the cloak around his shoulder moves up, and Laurent cloaks again, and just turns invisible. And as he does, you see a wave of similar half-visible signatures, cloaking signatures, just the hint of the sides of them, all around you.
Mm-hmm.
I need to know what our intentions are here, because
What are we supposed to do?
if we have to, fight them, but we can't legitimately make a deal with these fanatics. These are the
we have to do something. Because we have to get inside.
I can agree to giving them or telling them we'll give them a seat at the table if we know for a fact that we are going to deny them that seat when the time actually comes, if this is just words right now.
I mean, if the ability to deny them occurs, okay, yeah, that sounds great.
I mean, it is as simple as when whatever shape this government takes coming after this, right? Simply making sure that they are not written into anything and that they are not granted any seat, that they are barred.
I don't understand what's so bad about them having a seat at the table.
These are the people who are responsible for the media campaigns which keep all of us arguing over whether or not we should have fucking divine right of rule kings. Somehow, right? Somehow fucking factory workers out there spouting this shit. They're the people who put it in their mouths. They are more effective than any free company the crown has.
And Pen, in this moment, you're reminded of Elizabeta and her thoughts on what types of action are acceptable and are effective. And you realize that part of that element of what action is acceptable and effective, an element of her beliefs are so deeply informed by the levers of power that she can pull that keep her able to keep acting. They'll allow her to have the power to continue taking action, right?
Pen would say out loud, if it's Liza, I'd honestly be okay with it.
My focus right now is having the people of this city survive. I can deal with whatever else comes later.
Say yes and figure out what that means after.
All right.
As
Would
long
you
as we're
like to do
committed
the
to that
honor?
meaning nothing.
Percy kind of quietly is going to say, if I may,
Absolutely.
I understand your concerns and the horrors they have wrought upon you and your people. And I also understand that Tilimzen is a great and terrible ally when wielded effectively. And if I am to keep my people safe, I would rather there be the devil at my side than against
They are
me.
not your people. They are the people of this planet.
Apologies.
You do not own them.
No.
Look,
Members of my community, those whom I have power to change the lives of. That was a fair point. I apologize.
if you can look me in the eye right now and tell me that you will not give them influence on this planet over the common people. Let them play their court games if they have to, let them maneuver those pawns, but don't give them rights to access the people here. Don't give them, I don't know, the ability to manipulate the media like they do on every other fucking planet in the whole of this godforsaken kingdom. Just tell me they won't have that, at least. No broadcasting rights, no ability to inform the public.
I can prevent them from informing the public directly, but if I am to be true with you, I cannot prevent them from informing the decisions of those running things.
No, they're gonna have their hands on the lever of power no matter what, I know, but
If they feel like they have more control over the situation, then they're less likely to instigate invasive forces from another planet visiting us for a wellness check, as it may be.
alright, fuck all of that. Just Alma's gonna go and open their cockpit and just ask Percy to look them in the eye. Just tell me that you will not listen to whatever they fucking tell you, okay? Just promise me that much. That you will keep us in mind and remember that forever they say they can do, for whatever they tell you they can help you with, that ultimately they're out for their own gain and the centralization of the crown's power, and that is all. Can you tell me that you will at least keep this in mind?
Percy's going to open his cockpit, step out on the little part of his cockpit that folds out, and he's going to look at you directly, Almo. He says, "We haven't had many instances to speak directly. I am always thinking of the people of this world, and how these grinding gears of power might spare even a little bit of their suffering."
Think not only about how they could be wielded, but also how they could be altered. How the gears don't have to be arranged the way they are.
I am learning that, piece by piece, even now. I am sorry that it took me so long.
We all have different starting points. That'll have to do. Tell them whatever you need to fucking tell them.
Understood. I am honored by your patience. And Percy's going to, spin and step back into his cockpit.
Fine. Can just kind of announce broadcasts.
Everyone's got loudspeakers. We don't have loudspeakers in our mechs. Why would we even have giant robots if we can't shout at each other from them?
Exactly.
What's even the point if you
What's
can't
even the point of giant
monologue?
robots if we can't monologue about it?
Exactly.
We accept your terms.
And Lawrence, the cloak pulls aside, bookkeeper? Oh, bookkeeper, are you with us real quick?
No, I'm with it. I'm with it.
Okay. Bookkeeper, you notice the way that the cloak is pulled aside and you realize you recognize them from the assassination attempt on Lofton.
Can I make
Okay, I like him a little more now.
Can I
Never trust House of Sand. Never trust them.
So, having handled the cartridge, presumably that their firearm used, can I ascertain from how large it is, how much power it has, and the range it's used at? How much damage or how much threat?
That's what they were using when they were on foot. They were on foot when they did that assassination. This is them in their mech proper.
Fascinating. Okay.
I hope that's okay. I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just like, I have a.
It was different than what I was expecting.
A different beast.
A different beast.
Same person, different beast.
Same person, different beast.
Can we go in now?
And Lawrence says, well, whether or not you can enter is based on our friend here. What's your offer? How will you repay the debt you owe us?
I can make sure to help place somebody from House of Sand at the table within a year.
I suppose it won't take a year for the dust to settle.
I figured that was being a bit generous, but let's hope not. Sooner the better. Just keeping it within a reasonable timeline.
I mean, if you are searching past the boundaries of your debt, certainly, perhaps we could be of assistance in reconstruction efforts, if we are needed.
I'll keep it in mind.
Well. And there is to be no stipulation on who you require as advisor?
Well, I'm helping place them, aren't I?
Define for me this placement, then.
Sorry, laughter.
Are you proposing you get to hand select the advisor and their role?
I'm proposing that if you want me to be able to most quickly and effectively, or not quickly, not rushed, most efficiently, make sure that the House of Sand is heard within the Palace of the Kings, then I mean, I have to make it believable, right? I'm not going to go advocating for a stranger, much less one from House of Sand. That would be strange and suspect to
You
a
may
number
certainly
of people.
select your beloved for this role. Far be it from me to put any personal judgments on such an arrangement.
I'll probably talk to her about what she thinks is best.
I'm sure she'll be well suited to it.
Almost is gonna
Exactly.
type beam. Be careful what you're getting her into.
I said, I'll see what she thinks is best. I can't guarantee that she knows much more of your house than I do.
She will be prepared adequately for this role. Well, this seems
That's
a
what I said.
profitable
He's a
and
bad
port.
listener. He's a bad
Well-
listener.
No, just
I know.
just a really unforgiving negotiator.
Okay, are we done? Can we go in now?
Oh, my. So fortuitous and directed, this one. Well, I think we've all made a wonderful and profitable agreement this day. Tell you what. I wish you luck, little princeling. And whatever comes, I'm sure we'll be seeing each other again. And he's going to leap from the top of the building, and as his movement reaches its as his feet leave the ground, he just vanishes.
I don't like that guy. I don't like that he does that. Alright, is everyone ready?
On to the next trial.
You feel a great movement around you, as if there are several frames of multiple sizes moving around you.
What?
What
the fuck is this?
The desire to trip one.
And several of the mechs around you just uncloak.
Oh, good! Oh, good!
Nod.
That was too many guys. That's too many guys. Whoa! Stop!
Sorry, hold on. Let me.
No!
They can do it
There's a-
simultaneously. I have no such. Unfortunately, I have no such granted ability.
Oh my god. Well,
And
glad we
they
didn't fight him.
he kicks off, and then they all flicker, nod to Percy, and then flicker their cloaking systems back off. Just to inform you. Just to make sure you know.
It was a closed off space. We could have taken them.
I mean, closed off space. That's the ocean.
Yeah, where are they gonna go?
I mean, that's fair.
into the ocean.
Probably
Also
why.
go up the dome. Oh,
Yeah.
are we gonna breach the doors?
Bastion will wait for everyone else to come and then open the doors.
Yeah, we'll file on over.
He's antsy, but he's not stupid. Sometimes.
He's not stupid. He's just impulsive.
He's not
Yeah,
stupid.
thank
He's
you.
just
You're correct.
unwilling to put up with it. And as we see those doors breach, and the sort of the pressure release valve from the even the service door has like an airlock, right, to hold in the moisture and the climate inside the dome. And as you enter the dome, you see a pillar of smoke rising in the distance from the center of the dome, where the villa was.
Oh,
No
That's good.
gunfire, but there is a pillar of smoke rising from the dome.
I think Bastion's gonna look over at Percy.
Percy looks back at you, through his loudspeaker, says, "I did not embark upon this task because I believed it would be easy.
can I, in my mech, squeeze Percy's mech's hand? Is that a thing that I could do?
I mean, like, technically, but it's really different texturally.
Yeah. I think I'll just put a hand on Percy's shoulder.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cute. That's so cute. We love physical gestures of solidarity in giant war machines. As you, I assume we're gonna, progress onward.
Yes, we are heading in. Bastion will open the doors.
As we press forward towards the villa, it is quiet in that, like, light, misting chill. It is quiet in the dome. And the last time you were here, you saw the workers who worked the fields. There's no one. You see a few farm implements as you pass, abandoned by whoever was working the fields with them. It has the deep silence.
But it's a good sign. We love when things are quiet when they're supposed to be loud.
And if people will permit me a delay, I have to load a second map now. Because
we love when you do this.
The giant dome was not enough. Rendering the side of the dome was not sufficient. By the way, congratulations everyone for getting out of one of the optional combats without going to combat. It's not easy. Do you feel like you won? Do you feel like that was a good thing that happened?
Oh no, that was definitely the combat we should have taken, but... It'll be interesting to see.
I just think that always taking the pacifist approach is always morally correct, right? That's what video games have taught me.
Bastion is just... Bastion's like, the less fights we have to do, the less time it takes, the quicker we can get people to safety.
Also not unreasonable.
Bastion is entirely in it for saving people at this point.
Right. Right.
Oh! Those are his hooves, you bitch.
You understand why I say these things randomly and without context. Give me a moment. I have to fully arrange the full House of Stone welcome on the front lawn. You understand.
Oh good. House of Stone.
Zoom over here to this painting set for no reason. No reason for this camera angle. None. No reason for this camera angle. No callbacks being made. There we are.
I like this dude in the middle.
There we are.
Oh my god.
I think we can just do this verbally as well. When we open our scene, we see a painting, much like the paintings you saw on the Sekam ship in the desert. The work of a hobbyist.
Uh-oh.
Applying a craft he believed ancient and mythical. And... Uh-oh. Oh, everything crashed. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay. Well, dang it. Well, we'll do the opening monologue in just a second. Thank you all for patience with the tech chaos. Please give me a moment to load things. I think we may have crashed. Peer-to-peer failed with everyone. That's exciting.
Yeah, I had to do my cat was screaming, but I'm back, and I needed to say that, yeah, I got kicked out.
It looks like it's back up. Is it actually back up?
I've reopened the room. Let me load into the table. Thank you for your patience. Also, I'm sorry for the drama interruptus I have done. What a great fool is me for foolishly fooling the foolsome foolness of interrupting this beautiful moment with the load screens. Don't worry, anyone watching at home from chat. It is all default cubes and unloaded assets right now.
We're having a good time.
Oh,
Clearly.
thank goodness the table arrived.
Horace is interfering with the stream.
Horace is interfering. It's Von Karma again, back from 2001. Sorry, jokes from my past streaming identity. It's fine. All right. All right, we're almost there. Hey, if the ground loads in, this will be great. It'll work out great. If some, beautiful.
I've loaded.
We are in. Thanks everyone with your patience.
All of the guys have come over here.
No.
I am 55% in.
Goodness gracious, everyone seems to be loading in right now.
Oh, and it stopped responding.
Oh boy.
We're better.
Oh, thank you for your patience.
We're better.
All right. Do you mind while we're loading back in? Do you mind if we zoom back in on this painting?
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you
I'm
for
just trying
your
to figure
patience,
out
everyone.
where I'm supposed to be.
Y'all are on the table already.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out. There's not a color or drawer open for me.
Ah, sorry, not all the colors are set right on this table. It might be an old version.
You fool. No, you're alright.
So it might take a moment. Thank you for your patience. Okay, let's do it. Zooming back in on this painting. So, we all remember the paintings we saw on that second committee ship, right? That he had piled high. In the middle of the gardens of the palace of House of Kings, we find another painting set. Indistinguishably identical, made to exact specifications. And another painting on the easel, finished exactly in time, and the painter, having left, achieved exactly what he wanted, exactly when he wanted. But in the background we see the form of a large mech resplendent in the colors of the House of Stone, surrounded by an army of subalterns.
I think Bastion looks slightly uncomfortable at looking at the subalterns, specifically in this setting.
They're not subalterns for Lancers. For Lancer clarity, subalterns are like actually not people, machine bodies. There's not a person in there.
No, absolutely. I think Bastion is just remembering when he was grabbed by a bunch of subalterns at the dome.
Yep. Oh, look, these are pretty much the identical model, just retrofitted for combat.
Yeah.
And there in the middle stands a frame that you're all pretty sure you know who's piloting it.
Oh, good. I was wondering when he would come back.
As you arrive at the edge of the gardens, you hear George's voice. Rebels and... Sorry, that's me. Rebels and traitors stand and be accounted for. And you hear the clacking of all of the subalterns raising their weapons.
I think Bastion shouts, "We don't have to fight!"
Bookkeeper's gonna mutter to himself, does he have any real friends that aren't robots?
Listen,
Hey,
he's
who
kinda
is that?
pathetic.
I thought I recognized that. Who is that?
Bastion will drift around the side of the fountain.
Oh, it's you.
Sup?
You brought anyone else with you? And Percy's going to step up right next to Bastion. And just look up at him and say, George,
Oh no.
Have the conversation. Not sure if now is the best time, but it does need to happen.
George, what are you? George's like, Percy, what are you doing here? Why are you with them? You hear like a second sound? Just real quiet, kind of tinny. Real quiet. It's a big field. But you hear a second sound kind of tinny, like, you know, you don't have to ask him anything. We could just go for it. And Bookkeeper, you hear Red Hen growl real quiet.
Oh no, are the girls gonna fight?
Percy says, George, it's time for you to step aside. George goes, you know, they thought you were dead. You didn't say anything. They didn't know where you were. They kept asking me to go out and find you, but I know where my real place is. I know where you were gonna be. I looked everywhere, and I just kept looking, and you weren't there. Why are you always gone now? And Percy, pauses. Bastion, how you doing?
I mean, I think Bastion is weird watching your boyfriend talk to his ex, who doesn't know he's his ex yet. Bastion isn't sure what his place is in this conversation because he doesn't. I mean, he doesn't want to speak for Percy, right? But also, it's terribly messy. It's very messy in here right now.
Percy says,
I think.
Oh no, go ahead, please.
I think Bastion's going to squeeze Percy's shoulder again.
Physically reach out and touch him?
Yeah. Hey, this can't be easy for him.
Also, you're touching this robot, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. It's not wrong. I'm just.
It is. Sometimes forms of reassurance and affection are less about the touch and more about the gesture.
It's so real. That's so real. George sees you do that. And it's like, what? You with him now? Is that what this is? Why
I think Bastion quickly withdraws and is like, oh wait.
I tried reaching out. I tried doing better, but you're still. Why are you so far away? And still in that background. Who cares why they're far away? You should just shred them. I bet you could get real close to that lance of yours if you tried. God, do you ever try anything? And Red Hen growls again. Just real quietly, she says, Nephew, I may need to have words.
Oh, I want them to have a conversation.
Bookkeeper's gonna just gently pat Redhand's casket and just say, in time, let them come to us though.
Percy says, George, there were things I needed to do. There were people I needed to help. And George just huffs and stamps his foot down, and cobbles shatter under his hooves. Says, what about me? Huh? What about what I needed? Was I not do you think that I just don't matter anymore? Do you think am I not important enough to you anymore?
George, I think we can have a conversation, the three of us, when we're not all in mechs.
No, you know what? No, we're doing it now. What's so important that you can't explain or answer my calls, or whenever I get you little gifts, you don't even say anything? I know you got them. Like, Tabitha said that you got them and that you liked them, and then, but no one. And you can tell he's like stamping a little bit back and forth because he's so uncomfortable, and the lines of subalterns just unmoving, locked forward. George like stamping back and forth. I don't get it. You don't get to control when this happens. Are you the reason that he won't talk to me?
I don't make choices for Percy. Percy gets to choose for himself what he wants.
Also off screen, I'm making a handle, just so you know.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Free football prep happening over here in the back.
Thank you.
Fuck yeah.
Percy says, you were never not important to me, George. You've always been important to me. I think you always will, but I knew you would be okay. And I knew that other people would not. And George, like, lance sort of trembling in his hand, goes, well, we could have helped together. Haven't we always done stuff together? Why not? Why do you stop? Was it because it was about my family and not about me? And there's a silence in the air. Percy goes, I cared for you truly. I still do. George, I needed to be away for a while. And George says, well, what about what I needed, huh? Why does no one ever seem to think about that or care about that? Why is it always what everyone else needs?
Percy was constantly thinking of what you needed. He got to choose for himself what he wanted to do for the first time. Everyone deserves that option.
I don't get it. I don't get why we have to do this. I don't get why things can't just be nice and fun like they used to be. I just don't want to be like everyone says. I'm not useless.
I don't think you're useless. In fact, you could come help us right now.
In the background, that little voice just goes, you know how you could be useful instead of just prancing back and forth like some idiot. Do you know ballet? Maybe that's why you're prancing, is because you know ballet, right? Like a big ballet man is what you are now. Listen, that one wasn't very good. I'll workshop it. I'll workshop it just for you, babe.
Gross. She's gross.
Bookkeeper's gonna lean over to Red Hand and ask if the casket gets crushed if they die.
Nephew, do you trust me?
Bookkeeper's gonna hesitate, but he'll nod. Yeah.
Nephew, I need you to get me to her. Can you do that?
I think we can do that just fine. What, you mean now?
There's like a rumbling sound for a minute as she's like trying to find a point of composure in herself, and she says, when you believe it would be opportune.
I'm so glad she's not whispering in my ear to kill everyone at every second of the day. That seems terrible, actually.
I think Bastion's gonna
clarifying moment.
Bastion's gonna move up?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Oh no, we're moving up. Are you gonna say anything?
I think Bastion's gonna say, George, we can be friends. We don't have to fight. You could help us. You could help Percy.
Then drop it. Then put it down. Hey,
Put what
hey,
down?
Step away from the lance and back up, bud. If you and you just like again, Scarlet, like, know what's good for you? And he goes, yeah. If you know what's good for you, you're gonna step back.
Bastion will drop his weapon and step back.
And there's this pause where like it's very clear that George did not know what to do next if that's the action you took. And he goes, okay. And Scarlet just in the background, I think we should charge him anyway. I just think it's, blurred. I'm bored. And George says, and you see George, like, lets his lance, like, holding his lance and his shield, like, puts his hands up to the sides of the head of his mech, and he goes, I don't get it. I tried everything. Why won't it work anymore? Did you ever even... Tabitha said the only reason that you ever liked me was because of my family. Is that true?
Yeah, but that's a fucked up thing to say. What the fuck?
Percy steps forward. Percy says, I hear his voice crack a little bit. He says, I played the role set out for me. That is true. It was my duty to make an alliance with the with the representative of your house while at college, and to connect for the purposes of securing my family's future, but it was not but I chose to spend it with you, and I chose... And George just yells and throws the lance back. What do you mean you just wanted... So she was right. So you just wanted me for me. You wanted me for my family. I don't get what I'm supposed to do about this. I don't... And Scarlet goes, you know what we could do about this? You seem like you're struggling, big boy. You want some tips? What about an action?
I mean, I think you said Percy moved up. Where is he now exactly?
Percy is here. He moved nearer to Bastion.
Bastion will move over here.
Because what, you just gotta protect him now. You think you can. You think you can stand in front of me? You think that you can stop me?
I don't want to fight you. We can just talk. It doesn't have to be like this. I know Percy really cares about you, and I don't want to fight you.
Does he care about me, or does he care about who I was? Does he care about my family? Does he care about politics and making deals? Does he care about all this bullshit? People never care about me. They care about the things they can get from me and make me do and take advantage of. That's all of you ever care about. As Charlotte goes, I only care about you having a good time. It don't seem like you're having a good time right now, bud, does it?
I'm not.
Bookkeeper.
Hey.
Bookkeeper. Red hen nephew, I would like to have words now. At the soonest opportune moment.
Bookkeeper's gonna nod and send out a ping over the local network, detailing a plan that starts with question mark, goad George out of position, as step 1, and step 2 as kill him while staying, disable his mech while staying as far as possible from the camp combat subalterns.
If you were to be trying to reach the Villa of House of Kings, you would just have to cross the threshold.
Okay. That seems a lot easier than dancing around trying to deal with everyone. The subaltern squads, question mark?
Yeah.
Is there a way for you? I think Bastion responds over message or whatever. Says, is there a way for you to sneak around the side while I keep him distracted? Would that get you close enough?
I'm just gonna look at the arrayed roughly 100 individual combat subaltern grade sensors all lined at us, and just message. Not sure that's possible. The cover isn't dense enough.
What about with invisibility?
Then that's not my job. Paramnesia would
I can make you invisible to one person at a time.
Fuck.
No. Like, also, sneaking is not a thing that, like, I am built for.
Yeah.
Like, Paramnesia would do better at flanking.
Which is something I was considering doing, but it doesn't help you get closer. It helps me get closer.
But if you do a pickup, picky up, and then flow him over.
I am not strong enough. I don't think I can lift a...
Oh, yeah, because you're a size 1/2. Yeah, no, that would not work.
So, no class has the thrusters to lift another character that's not size 1/2, no matter how big they are, while flying.
Gross. Lancer, fix it. Lancer, let me pick up my big friend.
Coming. I'm gonna pilot it. It's fine.
That's for the next...
I'm just trying to figure out... I could goad Percy out of line with the... I could do it. Bastion types, I can do it. And then it's just gonna start moving forward again.
Oh, Christ.
You said... You gave Bastion permission to goad him. You said do it. And so he's gonna do it.
Is it alright if we move up a little bit?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we're gonna just. Oh, we're locked at play. See,
Oh, sorry. You shouldn't be.
I'm gonna just. There we. We're just a little behind. Like, we shouldn't have full focus yet, probably.
So
All
I'm
right,
just gonna
Flash. What do you
watch
think?
all of you roll up and say, "Is this what it takes? Is this what people are gonna do before they just talk to me?"
I've been talking to you. We can keep talking. You're the one who's got 100 guys with guns pointed at us. Let me.
Well, that's not the point.
What is the point? What are you talking about? Sebastian's moving forward a little bit again. Also, yeah. Sebastian also doesn't have his weapon on him. Still.
Is that, I assume that's specifically the lance?
Yes, I've dropped the lance.
Thank you for your patience while I frantically fidget with things in the background.
You're okay.
Wait, you dropped the lance. What do you still have on you, by the way?
I have crawl rifle and power knuckles.
Okay. Okay. So the rifle just like underslightly goes, "Hey!" and the squads of subalterns sort of move up to be between him and you. And he goes, "Percy, you just turn your back on everybody, huh? That's what this is."
Percy made a choice, and now you get to make one. Oh.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm immune to the specific grabbing tabletop simulator problem where all the models bunch up. It's fine. There's no problems.
Zero.
It's fine. There's no problems. There's no problems.
Everything is working perfect.
Everything works. Listen. Did you see the big wall and the beach with
No,
the
it was
softly
sick.
lapping waves?
It looks like Shadow of the Colossus. I was very
really
excited
cool.
about it.
I worked so hard. I hope people are gonna have a good time with it.
I was playing around with the dice in the corner and the waves.
Oh yeah, we
I
could roll
think
dice on the
Bastion
waves.
goes, if you're tired of people using you for your position, you can come join us, and we can help make sure that you don't have to deal with that. Gotta take another step forward.
Who's ready for a real winner? Who's ready for a real winner?
What does that mean?
Does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean?
We're ethically obligated to talk to George, but I don't think we're gonna get very far when he has the like opposite of a emotional support dog, like an emotional support,
Yeah.
emotional like damage.
Emotional abuse.
Yeah.
I'm trying to produce space for
Yeah.
you to get to him.
Like,
I mean, I just want to eat all those mechs, but
Okay, but if you start eating the mechs, that's definitely gonna put us in combat.
oh no! Like game plan when we go to combat, not ahead of
If
time.
we go to combat.
I like we're like we will deal with House of Sand, but George, we're gonna fight him.
George is gonna fight
fight.
us.
I mean, no, actually, like honestly, would be more than happy to see this not go to a fight, but it doesn't seem to be going that way.
But it does seem to be going that way.
Penn is racking his brains trying to figure out how to have a conversation with this kid who, like, he finds pathetic, but also, like, not terrible, honestly,
Bastion is
without compromising his identity. Because right now he's a weird stranger in a flying mech who's like, I think you're neat.
Bastion is trying so hard to talk this man down. Trying
I
so
mean-
hard to talk his boyfriend's or ex-boyfriend down.
I hadn't actually thought about the fact that you also have had talks with George. Like, you do have a context for it.
Who does?
You do.
Bastion
Yeah.
doesn't know
Him
about
before.
his terrible mech. His terrible, the terrible girl in his mech.
So I again, I
You can
really
hear
want to
her.
speak up,
She's
but I
it's
don't
over
know.
the intercom.
Oh,
I
for
just-
sure.
Don't know how to do it in a way that's not like, oh, and by the way, I'm that one guy that you met at the club that one time.
Well, I mean, hear me out. You could just do that. You could just do
Yeah,
that.
I think we're.
Are we?
I think you could move up. I don't think.
Are
there's-
you
that would
ready
activate
to
anything.
sacrifice your secret identity for this?
Don't do it.
That's
I
one of those
mean-
bottles that can't things that can't go back in a bottle, but also like, oh, you could.
Also, like, avoiding this fight only has net positives for everybody, I should say. So, like, if we can, it would be good too.
I mean, that's the thing is like if we can get him on our side.
Red Hen
Um,
seems
what was
set
that?
though.
Red Den can be set, and honestly, like, I'm just worried about the combat subaltern squads. We only have Nidhogg for really, like, eating into those.
Yeah.
What if you to be able to talk to the other person? Do you just have to be in sensors
To talk to the other person?
to talk to to get Red
Or-
Hen to talk to whatever?
Oh,
the
she needs to
other-
be right on top of it.
Oh.
She needs to get into melee contact with George.
So here's what I'm
Speaking
thinking.
of Red Hand,
I
she's gonna
really-
growl and she says, "When I reach her, the fight will stop."
Okay,
Yeah, fuck
fine.
it, let's go.
Pen's gonna do it. Pen will do it because it's not that he thinks that
Hold on,
pacifism
hold on.
is the only thing. Oh,
It's
other things are happening.
listen. Sometimes kicking a kick puppy is not like that's not what we want to be at.
Like this
Yeah.
is someone who has just like, yeah, he's in a situation that is genuinely so unfair to him, and like that fucking sucks. Like,
Why waste
oh,
bullets?
man. Why waste
Uh,
bullets when we can befriend the bullets and then shoot them? No, Pen isn't trying to use someone. That's the wrong
You have
energy.
reached the point at which, if you progress further, he will open fire.
Oh, okay. Then I won't.
No,
what's
it's good.
Percy's
I mean-
move?
I
Step
had moved
forward is a
up
good
here.
action. There's just a limit to the step forwards that can happen. Because if you, as soon as you step the doors and say, "I'll do it,"
I think
and
that's
all
the
the subalterns are
common.
going to train on you, Bastion.
I think this is a common theme the party's been learning: is don't keep walking towards them as you monologue with each, or talk with each other.
I mean, it's just
Bastion
hard.
was given. Bastion
Because
was
when you
given.
have a distance on someone and you are losing that quickly, people sometimes react to like the loss of space as they are losing control of something, and that can be a bit of a struggle
Pen's
for
very
them.
aggressive. Having been in that situation, if somebody just starts talking to you and keeps on walking towards you when you're like having an argument,
Bastion was
about
told to
something-
goad, and that's what he's doing. But he's also
Yeah,
trying to
I'm
talk
not
him
telling
down.
you no.
He's
I'm
trying to
informing you,
get
Constance.
close
Is it
enough.
gonna be-
His options are. He's
Okay.
trying to goad him, but also trying
Can-
to get close enough to maybe
Can Pen
disarm
try?
him.
Okay, new plan. Honestly, so the thing about squads is they don't proc engagement. You can just walk through them.
Yeah.
They have pretty decent damage, and how spread out they are. Unless, like, the only person who has real area attacks that can deal damage to them without incurring resistance from them being spread out is Nidhogg. And yeah. So
I
one
can-
plan is we get everybody as close to here as possible, and then we just fucking book it. And Red Hand smacks. What's his mech's name again?
I
It
mean
was-
the NHP's name is Scarlet.
I thought it was Crimson.
And
We're inevitably going to take damage, though, and do we want
she
to?
would you believe she
I
just
mean-
changes back and forth because she kind of doesn't Like, you know, that would she'd only be tied down to one word, really.
Amazing.
I mean, if we can make this as non-combat oriented as possible, if you can just...
How close is Red Hen at this point?
I mean, so we have a like if I'm not dragging Nidhogg, I have a rough like complete grappling move of around 12 plus 5, 17.
Yo.
Because that's move boost ranged grapple, right?
Okay, so you would be able to potentially reach from here?
Yes. And like if 10 is like I don't even have to let go of Nidhogg to like reach them. Like at the current distance, I'm just worried about y'all getting out. Like taking
I'm
a
fine.
barrage.
Everyone else, I think besides Bastion, would probably leave this situation pretty unharmed if you were able to grapple him. And I have enough health that I would be okay with it.
And is also, you're still decently hard to hit, too. So.
I am decently hard to hit, and if they hit me, I'm not too worried about it.
I do have a quick finagling question for the DM. Since they're subalterns and not living troops, they have the template, oh lord, what's it called? The template that like gives them plus 5 health and impairs them for the automated feature. What should I call it?
Quite possibly.
Quite possible. Okay. But making that reasonable assumption they might have inaccuracy. Also, their armor piercing, like their squad weapons, I believe, deal around 6. Also, if this is not, I was just gonna roleplay it as
Bookkeeper was trained to fight infantry.
Huh?
Bookkeeper has been trained to fight infantry.
Oh boy. Cool. But yeah. There's 6 of them. They have about range 10, and they at rank 2 would deal about 6 with their anti-armor weapons.
Sure.
Nobody's gonna get well. Okay, some of us may get structured if everybody hits, but I say we just make a run for it. We keep talking in like calming tones, get as close as possible, and then break for it.
Wait, why do we have to break for it after you get in contact?
I don't want to stick around to fight anybody.
I mean, but the goal would be that Red Hen is going to disable whatever, and we can just talk to him then.
Well, I mean, the subalterns are going to have something to say about it, though.
The subalterns are going to have something to say about it, and genuinely fighting that many subaltern squads would drain on our resources. Like
Red Hen did tell you the combat would stop.
Oh, the combat.
Yeah,
oh, I thought
that's what he
Combat
said.
would stop.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Although
Okay.
what that means is really unclear.
Yeah, okay.
But
Cool.
I think it's still worth a shot.
It's worth a shot. I've already said that I'm willing to take the damage.
We can also try to negotiate. Paramecia, you still have the option to be like, hey, guess what? Fun story.
I would definitely take the talking option if we can.
Yeah.
Because, like, we don't
Even
know
if that
that...
is compromising Pen.
I mean, would it be?
It's my turn.
It is me revealing my identity.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. I mean, would that be a problem?
Genuinely, I'm okay with that. Like, both me and Pen are fine with that. I just...
It's up to you then.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
I'm so sorry. I would like to declare action.
Okay.
DM, do I have permission to go into turn-based mode?
All right.
We're just gonna like move up. We can just move 12 and end here. That's a move and a boost. Nidhogg will drop you in the middle of the subaltern squad, but I don't think that's going to be too much of an issue, will it?
No.
Okay.
What was the last thing actually said between George and Bastion?
Well, Bastion said, if you don't want it to be that way, it doesn't have to be. You can join us and change it.
Awesome. And then Red Hen. Awesome. But I think the order of events is like you can join us and change it. And you hear Scarlet just go, I don't know, sounds kind of like they're trying to manipulate you. And and Red Hen and Nidhogg, like, over the top. Is that like this is like a zipline movement, right? Like this is like a Spider-Maning across?
Nope. Just straight Evangelion dead sprint. Just
Dead sprint.
Yep.
Amazing. You cross this barrier and the subalterns go online. You can tell that the House of Stone subalterns are actually more interested in keeping George safe than they are in holding this cordon, and that's not necessarily a thing he programmed into them. And they all turn as you sprint up. You hear Red Hen start unspooling, like there's a specific tenor she gets to her voice when she unshackles in full, and she just starts laughing, and you chain actors words, and she just starts tearing into George. Like she just tears to the front piece, and George like shouts in confusion, and Scarlet just goes yes, and Red Hen goes, child, you have something you must learn. Hey, squad. So, child, you have something you must learn. Nephew, this may take a moment. And the squad's gonna open fire.
Fuck me.
Where's my little dicey things? Yes, give me the dicey things. Yes. What do you mean? Have it? I'm sorry, give me one moment. Very quickly. Thank you for your patience. Awesome. They're going to open fire. You've never seen weapons quite like this. You know that House of Stone is a military contractor, and they heap some of their best stuff for themselves. How does a 13 hit you, Red Hen?
It does indeed hit.
Take me 6 AP.
Damn.
All right. And we're counting the other quick action as Red Hen just tearing in with a chain axe and like doing the ram. Grapple
Yeah,
combo?
something's
Cool.
something's different about the way she's carving into this one. It's directed, even though she's not. She is cascading, but also something's different about the way she's reaching into this mech.
It's not. She's not like going for George, is she?
Unclear.
I guess we'll find out.
I
George
mean,
may
I would.
be incidental to this process. Action to team.
Can. Okay. Are we in combat?
Well, we're in combat, baby. Your lance is
Going
right
to
here.
move. That's fair. I don't need it.
I should probably go first so I can activate the AoE stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Are you adding George to the whitelist should he be removed from the mech?
Oh yeah, 100%. He's not going to get attacked.
I just,
Uh,
you know, I
like
love that the Death Bees have like a like a whitelist, like a server.
he posed no threat to us. We only stood to gain from an alliance with him.
We can still. I can make this work. I believe in myself.
Let me go to combat mode. Okay. I'll go ahead and activate Swarm
and
Body.
this clock is at 1 of 4.
What is that?
As in,
Okay.
like, if you give Red Hen 3 more rounds of in melee contact,
3?
yeah, it may take a
This
moment,
is
nephew.
why we should have negotiated.
Or 2 more rounds. 2 more rounds. If you give Red Hen 2 more rounds in melee combat, she will finish whatever she's trying to do.
I
Do I have movement?
will.
Anyway, so
Oh, sorry. No, go on.
yeah, just actions. Just gonna go ahead and activate the where is it? Technophile 3 or the Black Thumb dismount or Black Thumb Rodeo just at the start. Then it's gonna go ahead and do Swarm Body. So how does attacking these things work? Do I actually attack the group as a whole? Do I have to attack them
You
individually?
attack the group as a whole. They're kind of indistinct on the board, but that's a swarm. That's a swarm. That's a swarm. That's a swarm. That's a swarm.
Okay. These two are going to be in range of the Swarm Body and my passive, so I'll go ahead and attack this one. We haven't scanned him yet. I'll just still attack him with the Nanobot Whip.
Beautiful.
Just
Why don't you roll it?
Sheet.
Can I interrupt? I'm so sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, they don't take damage from anything that's not a template attack. They don't take full damage. They have resistance to anything that's not blast or line. Deploying the swarm drones would likely be your best.
I don't have Swarm Drones anymore, but I actually do have a line attack now. I forgot about that. So I'm actually just going to go and use my line attack, which can also pull them closer. So are they occupying this space here? That swarm, I should say.
Wait, say again?
Is this swarm over here occupying this space?
Sure.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and I'll fire my magnetic cannon, and that'll be a line 8 hitting those 3.
Oh, it's a line, baby. It's not immune to line attacks. The fact that it is a squad makes it resistant to all kinds of stuff because it's a bunch of individuals, not a single object. But line attacks, it turns out, carve just indiscriminately enough.
Weaponized they them pronouns.
Does a 14 hit?
A 14 does indeed hit.
Oh, and wait, should I roll for each one of them? I don't actually remember how this works. I should have looked this up before.
I'm gonna go for no in this moment.
Line fighter
That
attacks all
seems
targets with a straight line.
fortuitous.
A separate attack roll is made for each target, but damage is only rolled once.
That sounds right.
Do we want to say that's the closest one then? Or the furthest? Which one would you prefer?
You get to. Yeah, closest seems good. Closest seems
Okay.
good.
Roll again for the middle one. That's a 6. I assume that doesn't hit.
Fascinating. They are always in soft cover no matter where they are and can't be in hard cover.
Icky.
Because they are small and mechs are big.
I assume the 6 doesn't hit.
A 6 does not hit, I'm afraid.
Okay, and then for the furthest. A 9?
9 hits.
Okay. So all characters within the affected area must succeed a hull save or be pulled 1d3 spaces close, or as close as possible. Okay, I'll go and I'll start rolling damage for the closest and the furthest, and then if you could also just roll a hull save on the furthest. The closest, nothing would happen because they're already adjacent to me.
Yeah, what happens to the furthest?
They'll get pulled 1d3 spaces if they fail a hull save.
That's crazy. Their whole save is 4.
Oh. Okay, rolling the 1d3 for the closest.
That's a 19. I assume that passes.
Yeah, that's got to pass. So the closest one will take 4 energy damage,
Okay.
and then this will be for the furthest. The furthest takes a 4 energy damage. No, I'm sorry, the closer one only took 3 energy damage. What am I saying? I'm sorry, that was rolled a 2 on the die because it's a d3. This one, though, is taking 4 damage, the further away one.
Okay.
And that should be my turn.
All right.
And
sorry,
let me know.
Get that one more time. Who took what?
Yes. So these guys took a total of 3 damage,
Okay.
and then these guys took a total of 4 damage, and that should be energy damage.
All right. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And we love using line weapons. Do you know the squads each have 20 health?
Yeah. Do let me know when either of these activate, because they'll be taking damage. Essentially anything adjacent to me.
We love to see it. All right. Oh, and the one farthest away activated first. Look at that. Squad, we're just gonna go out from in. This squad's gonna activate. They're going to move up this way. And they're gonna open fire into Nidhogg. Nidhogg, how does a... Let's see. How does a... How does a 10 hit you?
It does.
Why don't you take me 6 AP?
Yikes, okay.
By the way, when the squads are firing, like, a bunch of the, like, where a mouth would be on the head of the subalterns, because they're relatively humanoid shaped, just, like, opens up and, like, micro missiles start firing from it.
Cool.
Where the face would be.
Yeah.
And that's action to them.
Alright.
Action to team.
Can I go?
Yeah.
Go for it.
I can get here with if I move and boost.
Oh, yeah. Also, you
I
can
think
straight up
Bastion's-
move through squads.
Oh, well then I'll just move through squads. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because then I can be right here and I don't have to boost. I think Bastion's going to talk to George in the Mac and go, I'm so sorry, I didn't know he was going to do that. If you eject right now, I can get you to safety. And can I roll Leader Inspire for that? Because one of the things it can do is motivate a group of people into action.
You know, go for it. Roll with 3 levels of disadvantage.
No, rude. That's
Listen,
rude.
he's been smash slammed, not just before by... This situation's very familiar to him in ways that he hasn't fully established, because he's been smash slammed not just in his mech before, but by his pilot before.
It's a 17, right?
So 17 with... Do you roll with the 3 levels of disadvantage?
I did. I don't know if it worked.
Amazing. Yeah, no, you got it. You got
Okay.
it. George says, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want everyone to hate me anymore. And is going to like George is going to eject. George is going to eject. We got there. And
Bastion's gonna pick him up in his extra compartment.
George is eject back here. George is
Oh, that's
eject
okay.
away
I
from
can
the
still get there.
fight. the Nelson be like, oh, that's fine. I can be over there too. I'm actually everywhere at all times.
That's just my boost. So, can I pick him up?
I mean, if you boost towards him, he's gonna try to scrapple away from you.
Oh, well.
Because there's been a lot of murders. Or there's been a lot of his shit getting torn into.
Bash is just gonna say, I can pick you up and put you in my mech.
I don't...
You can
let's
say
leave that
no.
there and pick that up in a second. In terms of things that happened this pass by. That was your action, that was George's action.
Sorry, that would actually be a 16. I accidentally added one too many to my grit.
Oh, well, 16.
Oh, well, 16 also passes. This squad of subalterns... No, it's not. I'm sorry. Hold on. There's a delay as my computer is confused and upset that I've done this thing. This squad of subalterns is just going to step up. How much damage do they take from being in the swarm?
So they should take a total of 5.
They take a total of 5. Okay, so that's a good number of them just start falling and getting devoured. Just marching forward towards Red Hen, you will unhand the air. Like, they could have gotten a less robot voice, but it is part of the intimidation is part of the point. And they're going to... Red Hen, how does a 5 hit you?
Does not, luckily.
Awesome. So as, like, a lot of the subalterns are, like, being swallowed, collapsing, like, limbs are falling off. You will unhand the air, and volleys, like, fire past you. And Red Hen just starts cackling. She goes, nephew, do you want to see a magic trick?
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'd be lying if I said no, though.
And nephew is going, and Red Hen is going to say, nephew, you brought me here for a purpose. Action to team.
I guess that's me, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Because it's what, either me or Red Hen, and Red Hen's busy.
I mean, like, I acted first, remember?
Oh yeah, so it is just me, or Percy.
I'm so sorry to ask you to act on my behalf on your turn.
Do you want me to make you invisible to someone?
No, I want you to scan them and, like, I'm curious if they're weak to tech actions. If they are, you can jam them, walk them around, do all sorts of things to them.
Oh, okay. Go 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Okay. So I'm there, I moved, and then I'm just gonna, actually, I was also thinking about scanning them. So I am, let's do that. I want to know. Give me the info.
You want to scan? You want to scan the squad?
I want to scan the squad.
Here's the squad.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for... Here we go. Ba-doop. And... Ba-da-boop. They have a number of traits. I feel like that's just been my experience of approaching like the higher echelons of Lancers. Like, how many traits do things have? The answer to your question is yes, and not a number. But listen, squads are kind of complicated.
Yeah.
As well they should be. I accept those terms.
How?
Oh.
I'm assuming if I tried to do like puppet system or something, I could only get an individual, not a full squad.
But it looks like you can.
You can get a,
I mean, it does say your
target them. You target them as a group.
Okay, and it does say your target. There's some of my things are like choose a character, and I don't think that squad.
The squad itself is a character. The squad counts
the squad
as one
itself
unit.
is a character.
Yep.
The funniest option is I use Ferris Slash to just move some of them away.
Hey, yeah.
It just
I
all
love
get...
how much the Ferrofluid Lash has been the everything tool. It's so good.
It's
What's the Omni
very
tool?
useful.
It just moves people.
It's useful.
We're from the school of tactical breach wizards here, and actually, anything that moves a unit is very, very good at all times.
Sorry, can I just cut in real quick?
Oh, you're all good.
Just a general observation. No pilot does make them impaired at all times.
Oh, interesting.
Yep. Tactical Breach Wizards. Hey, chat. Tactical Breach Wizards always mentioned. Like, I'm not planning on doing a Games of 2024 list, but, like, I think it's my favorite game that came out this year. I have such big feelings. Some point. Maybe that's the game that makes me into a video essayist, is I just need to talk about it. Sorry, I'm trying to give Freeset time to contemplate.
I'm always thinking about Balatro now.
Yeah, also that.
If I were... How would that...
They do have range 10. And move 4.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm going to... Because I think it would be fun. Actually, I'm going to adjust my movement a little bit, so I'm actually standing... Instead of being here, I'm going to be here. Is that what I want to do? Yes, this is what I want to do. And this will help a little bit. I am going to shoot my Veil Rifle, because it is a line weapon.
You'd love to see it.
A specific thing. And so it's going to make a line, would you believe?
We'd love to see it.
Here is 10. Let me double check. Ooh. Yeah, that's 10. And okay, so I made the line, which is the most important thing. Then I'll also roll to hit. Less important damage. Let's see.
By the way, I didn't want to interrupt the really serious moment, but to the pilot in the mech who was like, does he have any friends that aren't robots? Good call.
Oh.
It's rough out there.
He's not been put in a good position to make friends.
No. He deeply has not. Alright, so I have to roll for... Is this 2 different squads that I'm hitting with this?
It is.
Alright, so I'll roll
And
twice.
it's a line attack. We love hitting squads with things that they don't have resistance to. Because they have resistance to a plurality of things.
Alright, so the first one is an 11 to hit
That
one
hits.
closest to me. Okay. And then the second one... Oh, is a nat 20.
Nicely done. All
That
yours.
does something special, right? When you do physical attacks. I'm not used to doing physical attacks, so I don't remember what it is.
Roll damage twice, take best.
Okay, cool. I don't do much damage. This is 1d3 plus 1. So let's see. First one wasn't crit, so we'll just roll it normal. And that is a 2 plus 1 is equal to 3 energy damage to the first squad. And the second squad is either 2 or 3. So the second squad also takes 3.
Okay.
But more importantly, if they try to shoot through this line, then...
Oh, yeah. No, you that's a really good... That Veil Rifle placement is really good. I love that you're like, I have all the toys. I have all these tools and utility. And they're real good.
They're real good, and they don't do damage, but they're real good.
Actually, our political operative being a support is so on point and on theme.
Yeah.
Awesome. Team actions. Scarlet action number 1. Scarlet's going to scream and just sprint this like boost. Ooh, hold on. There have been technical difficulties. There we go. Nope, that's the oppositeest of. Oh my goodness. Pay no attention to the things that happened to the stream.
It's fine.
We went back to the
It's
courtroom
fine.
for a moment
Everything's
there.
fine.
That was so.
That was very exciting.
Oh my god.
We went back to the courtroom for a moment there. I didn't know that was available as an option.
We did.
All right. And Scarlet's going to take. Yeah, so Scarlet's going to scream. And in a way that, like. This mech already has digigrade legs, but, like, moving even less humanly. She's gonna cascade. I don't want to be too shocking to people. And then she's going to move. She's just going to burning sprint through you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And Bookkeeper, why don't you make me a hull save at +1 difficulty?
And do.
She attempts to just grab Redhead and pull her with.
Can I actually choose to fail this?
You can.
Yeah, let's go for a ride.
Oh yeah. She's going to. Oh yeah. It is what Redhead would do. As well. So you're up here because when she screams and sprints past you, she grabs Red Hen and she like throws the lance aside and just grips at Red Hen and tries to put her fingers in those like whirring vents.
Scary.
And like, hey, this squad's gonna just lose a bunch of members. And go to 14, and this squad's going to lose a bunch of members and go to 17. As she just, like, rips her way past. She's also without a pilot, and that makes some of these timers shorter. Action to team.
Does anyone want to go before I try and get George in a mech?
Did George say he wanted to be in a mech? Oh wait, no.
No, we paused. We paused before George.
I do want to
responded.
know it. I do want to know what George has to say.
You do want to know if George will get in.
Get in the
I think
robot.
Bastion's going to open his kneel down and open his cockpit and offer his hand.
George is going to look up at you, just sobbing, and he says, "Why did he choose you?"
Do you want an honest answer?
You hear the like demonic screams in the background and the clattering of weapons fire. And George looks up at you and he says, We don't
have to talk about this right now. You can ask him that.
What's the answer?"
Actually, I think it's better if he gives it to you.
And snapback action. This team here is going to turn and continue opening fire on Red Hen because that is what they're programmed to do.
They'll also take 5 damage. And one other point to clarify, actually, I just realized. So the team back here should actually be at 17. I forgot I did roll damage twice when I should have only rolled it the once, and I should have just taken the 3 damage for both of them.
Okay.
As opposed to the 3 damage and the 4 damage. So it's
Awesome.
just this one right here should be at a 17 instead of a 16.
Which one? Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
That one is still at a 12. We have Thank you all for your patience. I hope the D20s denoting health are a good enough differentiator
No, they're actually
of how
very
much is going
good.
on with the squads.
Oh, helpful.
It helps a lot.
We are playing a board game, and sometimes it's going to look like a board game, and I think that's fun, actually.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm going to take that roll from the top.
Remember to take inaccuracy from impaired.
You are correct. Actually, I'm sorry to say this. No, yeah, you're correct. There we go. There's the roll. Does a 3 hit you, Red Hen?
Thank God, no, it doesn't.
Wonderful.
We
Then
would be
this
in
squad,
deep
as
shit.
as the weapons fire, as the just being like as the base materials are just being torn up and consumed by Nidhogg. Sorry, turn around, and you also. There we go.
The first enemy I can eat myself out of adjacency with.
Yeah, I mean they're technically in the area, but like the squad takes up the whole area, but like they're the ones who die first. Is the ones who are closest to the center, I presume. And just like spraying weapons fire, like you hear sort of the voice boxes dying as they're gonna be eaten by the swarm, like in the name of House of Stone Star, as the like unit collapses under the swirling mass. Action to team. Did everyone take an action?
I'm so sorry. One more thing. Statistic bonus, I believe, is less for the anti-armor weapon than it is for the regular attack.
It is. It's 2.
Oh.
The regular attack is +4.
Oh my God.
Squads are like. Listen, individual people might not survive, but squads, very capable of taking people on. And especially the House of Stone equipped subalterns, who are for this TM. Who has not taken an action? Has anyone not taken an action this round?
Has Percy gone?
Percy's not gone. Percy, without a second thought, is moving to help Red Hen with whatever she's doing. Percy's gonna move up to here. We have so much control of this situation. No, we don't have that much. Okay. Percy's gonna move up to here to be next to you, Red Hen. Essentially move and boost to be right next to you, Red Hen, so that he can essentially move to block for you and protect you.
Well, thank you, Percy.
Aw, poor boy.
Unfortunately, you're not my favorite.
Amazing. Because Percy can take hits for people. Percy parries bullets and takes hits for people because he's a good boy. And what is that? She's actually going to take her second action like she's supposed to? She is. Why don't you take me? Where's my dice roller at? Where did I put it? Oh no. There's the dice
Took a
roller.
nap instead.
Thank you for your patience, everyone. In case you were afraid that things were getting too cinematic and too hyped up, I say after all this TM. How does a 13 hit you, Red Hen?
13 does hit. I do have a semantic question, though.
Yeah.
You said initially her action counted as like hacking away with the chainsword. The chainsword, yeah.
Yeah.
Normally I would gain an important resource from that in the form of Blade Master die.
Oh, you got it. All yours.
Cool. I'd like to burn a Blade Master die to gain resistance using parry.
That's so sick. Why don't you gain that resistance and take me 3 damage?
Okay.
And Scarlet's going to shout, "You can't just keep taking things from me. Do you know how many people think they can just take things from me?" On top of
every
round?
time.
Does anybody have any pressing actions? If not, I can go ahead and proc my increased damage for the AoE.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
fuck yeah.
It's not top of round because
Oh.
there are, you know, squads.
Yeah, more squads, yep. Who's firing at what?
Nidhogg has a 15 hit.
15 does hit.
Would you take your customary 6 AP for me?
Certainly.
And... Good. Gracious, does a 16 hit?
Me?
Bastion.
Me? Yeah.
You are interfering with the air. They are opening fire on you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yes.
Would you mind taking your 6 AP?
Yeah.
And I think that's everybody. I think that's top of round.
Yep.
George has ejected. Red Hen was showing restraint. Hey, bookkeeper.
Oh god.
What's
What?
your highest mech stat?
I believe.
That
Yes.
sounds right.
Hull at 3.
Will make me a hull check with a level of accuracy
Oh god.
on Red Hen's behalf. You know,
I
that's
do
fair.
protest that the D4 was blocking the D20 and it did not roll.
Oh, give me another one.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, give me another one. Yeah, that's a 20, baby. Oh, are we all having a good time?
Yeah.
Are we enjoying the segments being like really normal to each other?
Yeah.
So you know how George
yeah.
ejected?
Mm-hmm.
There's a port in the back of the Orcus that he ejected from, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Red Hen, just roaring with laughter, says, "Perhaps not enough has been taken from you." And she's going to take she's going to take the sword and put it into the port that the pilot ejected from and just tear backwards where the spinal column would be.
Oh my god.
Go on.
We love our
Go,
scary.
Queen.
Top of round? She will have a unique action when it's her turn, but that's up to y'all.
Do we want to do unique action or proc AoE damage?
Nidhogg, kill those men.
Okay. I'll go ahead.
Nidhogg, kill those men!
I'll use my black thumb to go ahead and get 2 overshield again.
You love to see it.
Oh my god.
And then I'll just go ahead and... so have we... Sorry, did we actually establish, are they vulnerable to hacking?
Yes,
They
plus
are.
1.
Okay, I can't really deal any direct damage hacks, though, so that's not actually going to be useful to us.
And you pull them into the swarm.
Yeah, I can just try to pull them into the swarm with the magnet cannon. So I'll go ahead and I will fire... Oh gosh, wait, how do I do... The barrage only works for 1 mount. Yeah, okay, so I'll just go ahead and I'll fire the magnet cannon and I'll use the Ferris Lash.
I love that.
What kind of line can I hit? I think it's only going to be, well... That has to be straight. I can only hit 2 of them, so I might as well try to get these 2 down at least then. So I'll go ahead and I'll just fire in this direction. Roll for the closer one first.
Oh, yeah.
That's a 9. That hit?
That's a 9 hits.
Alright, closer one hits. And this is for the further. Oh, 7.
Okay. 7 just barely doesn't hit.
Alright. Then I'll go ahead and roll damage for the closer. Oh yeah, and the closer one does need to go and take a hull check.
Oh yeah, we love hull checks.
Wait, what am I doing? That's for my wit.
Weirdly, the hull check is like weirdly high for the squads, but I guess they are robotists. They are the Beepus Boopus, our friendly machine buds. That's a 14.
Do they end up making it?
That's a 14, so I think they do.
Yeah, okay. They do still take 3 energy damage.
Oh yeah, 13. This is you say a magnet cannon?
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah. So a couple of them just crunch them like.
And okay, so these do count as characters, right? We've established that.
So each squad is a character.
Cool, okay. I'll go and I'll choose the further squad then, this group out here, and I'll try to Ferris Lash them.
Hell yeah.
So they must succeed an agility save or be pulled up to 5 spaces in any direction of my choice.
Okay. Their saves are very high, actually. That's a 9. I don't think that makes it.
Alright, I'll just go and I'll pull them to me then. As close as I can.
That's to you?
So I don't know that they can get there all the way. They can only move 5. So it'll just be
Okay.
wherever they were centered. 1, 2, 3.
Direction.
That seems about right.
Yeah, that's about right.
Oh yeah, you just like slurping them in. I love that almost like I would like to activate Vortex of Death.
I gotta pull them closer because I can't move.
Yeah.
Yup. Vortex of Death, but it has to be on me.
And that's my turn. I'll heal
My
up.
next Baylor is going to be named Charybdis. This I've decided now.
Perfect.
Excellent. No notes.
Awesome.
And let me know when anybody adjacent to me activates.
Yeah, I think it's going to be the Far Squad, unfortunately, for this moment. That's an 8. Does an 8 hit you?
It does.
Would you mind taking your 6 AP?
Yeah.
6 AP, and that's 6 AP explosive. They're micro missiles, but like. All right, action to team. Do you want to finish getting George into class warfare? Do we want which will change things? Do we want Red Hen to take her turn? What are we looking for?
I kind of want to see the spine get severed. I'm curious.
Yeah.
I would like to get George away from gunfire.
Anyone's game.
My concern is taking Crimson out of the fight before they can make another action.
She did say the fight would end when she finished whatever it was she was trying to do. But I will say, having George inside class warfare will drastically change the effects of that action and the outcomes.
Snatch that boy up.
Okay. Bastion's just offering his hand.
Oh yeah.
Wait, hang on. I'm so sorry. Can we do a little bit of like team speak beforehand?
All yours.
I think that if George is outside the mech, he'll get evac'd. The priority is.
We don't know what's going to happen to George if he's outside the mech. We don't know what's going to happen to George if he's inside the mech.
If George is inside the mech, he's going to be officially kidnapped, and that's probably going to change not only the local subalterns parameters, but also our squad as a whole.
I would like him to be in the mech. Okay. I understand what you're saying, but also there's
Not an
gunfire
unfair
happening
assessment
and
of
he is.
House of Stone's priorities.
I think it would be funny if George joined us.
I think it would be funny if George was in my mech. Also that.
Yeah. Is it a good idea? I don't know.
Oh
Do I
no!
want it? Yes.
It's an interesting one.
Yeah.
Bastion is offering his hand.
George is gonna look up at you uncertainly and go, I
mean, you can stay out here where there's active gunfire happening. That's up to you. But I am offering you a space in my mech. It's safe in here. And I've got some pretty good music.
And he's gonna like chuckle himself. He goes, alright, man, sure. And he's gonna take your hand. Hey, we are in the moments. We've taken the hand. We want to skip right to Red Hen's action.
Sure.
Nobody else mind.
So George takes your hand and climbs up into the cockpit, and the cockpit door seals.
Yeah.
And Red Hen cackles and pulls the nanocarbon sword that she was using as leverage for the spinal column, and just places a foot up on the shoulder, so she's kind of up and sideways, and just rips down, and the entire, like, where the spinal column would be comes away. And you all feel the scent. You all smell the scent of cold, wet death. And she reaches inside the back of the machine and rips out Scarlet's casket like she's tearing the heart out of the still beating heart out of a living thing.
Jesus. Oh.
And says, I think it's time we explained some things. And you feel the cold mists encroaching on your vision. And you realize that smell is salt, is peat, and the scent of the bog. And thank you all so much for joining me. And as the fog closes in through the seals on your mechs, you lose your sight in the fog, and you lose yourselves in the fog. And thank you all so much for joining us for Divine Right of Kings. Oh, it's a treasure to have you all. It's so good to have you. Are you excited for the salt and the peat and the death? I am. I know I am. What a wonderful episode. Thank you all for being patient with the technical glitches that came along with the, like, very big maps for this episode. Gosh, it's so exciting to have you all. I'm so excited for next week. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be an experience.
Sound like an evil scientist right
Do
now.
we feel like we trust Red Hen in this moment?
No.
No.
I'm glad George is in my mech.
I do think that means that George is coming along with us, and he wouldn't have otherwise. But I'm not entirely sure. It's hard to say.
Yeah, listen, if George is in my mech, I know he's okay.
Until you get structured and lose the... Wait, how is he fitting in your mech? Because don't you already have Cass in there?
Oh, you do.
Yeah, but
you can squeeze him in, but you'll be impaired.
Cass is installed, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you got something else. You got something else other than the size 2 compartment.
I cut... What did I cut? I can't remember if I cut the zip line or the bulwark.
I think you might have cut zipline.
Yeah.
I hope you cut the zip line.
Please.
Yeah, I cut the zip line.
You're so generous.
I will trip on it so many times.
Zipline was so cool, though. All right.
No, it's really
Zipline's
neat.
very fun.
It's so cool. Okay, so plugs. I mentioned it last time, but I put out a little jam game on Itch, and I'm probably going to put out another one at some point this month. I'm very excited for it. I'll mention when I do. I'm on the itch.io. I'm on the Blue Sky. You can watch the VODs, unless you already are wonderful, beautiful people. I'm so grateful that you all tune in. When you tune in, wherever you turn in, the VODs will be up on the YouTube VOD channel very soon. Thank you for your patience with it being a little erratic. Life is complicated. Does anyone else have anything else to plug? Going once, going twice. Perfectly reasonable. I would like to also plug The Scent of Pete and Death. And maybe eating a nice sandwich from time to time. And last up, we will be back next week at 7 p.m. Pacific. Well, we'll get to find out. I need y'all to. What was that?
You deep fried the map.
I was trying to make it all.
You deep fried it, and it hurts to look at now.
Listen,
I love it
I'll fix
so
that in a
much.
second.
I love
That's
it.
what
No, it
NHB
is
looks
so
like.
good.
This
NHB
is-
looks like a deep fried meme.
Yeah.
That does make sense.
That does make sense, though. Wait for Kaz's paracausal reality destroying moment. I need y'all to know, by the way, that this moment with Red Hen, this has been one of the things I've been looking for since the game started.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I'm so excited. It's gonna be a grand old time. I'm so glad you guys made friends with George. I didn't know if that was available. I'm so proud of all of you. We worked so hard at it.
We love George.
We will see you next Monday at 7 p.m. PST for the Pete and the Death.
One of my
I'm
favorite things.
so excited to see y'all there if you choose to join us. And have a good week, everyone. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.